Okay, so good day everyone. I am Taya Escabahog, the next speaker or the second speaker for today. So thank you Charo for that and now let's proceed to the strategies for oral language development. So children succeed when they are provided with learning conditions that nurture their language, their discoveries, their different uses of language, and their first attempts to read and write. So ang children kuno kay musaksid kuno pinaagi sa paghatag o pag-provide sa ilang mga kinahanglanon nga learning conditions nga mga motabang nila para mo-nurture sa ilang language, sa ilang discoveries, sa ilang kung unsa nila paggamit ang different languages o sa ilang una nga pag-try kung unsaon pagsuwat o pagbasa. Such supportive learning environments reflect three important elements, and these are good conversation, effective conversational strategies, and interesting instruction. So if ever kaning tulo ka elements mag-combine or mag-mix ni, maka-create ni siya og enriching oral language environments diin ang bata makakat-on og pagstorya o makakita sa ilang mga lingaw or ilang kalingawan. So first, we have substantive conversation. So this is a form of talk adults nga pwedeng magamit sa mga pwedeng magamit to engage children in long and rich dialogue about important topics. Such conversation between adults and children and among children is driven by a basic human need to know, to tell, and to explain about one's experiences and the world around them. Next, we have rich talk and compelling themes are two top-notch ways to encourage substantive talk in the classroom setting. Opportunities for rich extended dialogues on contents, rich topics, build up children's expressive and receptive vocabularies, and vocabulary acquisition is the heart of language development. So example is, we all know nga ang children are more likely to engage in rich talk. So, they engage in familiar routines and activities that they are enable them to give their attention to talking. So therefore, at their young age, mas dali makakat-on ang bata through experience kaysa ilang mas dali makakat-on ang bata through experience, like kanang ma-involve or ma-engage sila sa kanang mga activities or given activities, and maka-help sad ni sa bata to strengthen their word and language. Next, effective conversational strategies. Good conversation is an art. So, it is especially the case when adults seek to have substantive conversations with young children. So there are three conversational strategies that should be a part of teachers' communication skills repertoire. We have first, clarify. Second, extend question, tell. And third, think aloud. Now, clarify and extend. Research tells us that when adults define words, when they disentangle confusing ideas and terms, and when they add details to conversations, children are children can learn more language, and they will be exposed to more new words. So, example, listen to what a child says. Pick up an idea on the child's talk. So, paminawa nimo ang bata, unya imong i-pick up ang ilang mga ideas ug unsay gitabi nila. Add to it, explain it further, disentangle any confusion. Like for example, si Donna niingon nga kita daw siya og dolphin sa Manila Ocean Park, og unya niingon sad si Fred naganahan siya sa dolphins kay joyful or playful kuno sila nga kind sa fish or fish. Dayon niingon si Donna nga dili man na isda ang dolphins ana, and nitubag si Fred nga pero nagpuyo man na sila sa dagat, or kabaw na sila mulangoy like fish. So ikaw as teacher, imo nang hatagan og sakto nga explanation or tarong nga explanation ang idea nila about dolphin. Moingon ka nga, sakto ang imong mama Donna. Ang dolphin kay dili isda kundi mammals na sila, like dogs and cats. So a mother dolphin gives birth to a baby dolphin. It feeds the baby dolphin with its milk. So kanang idea masabdan na sa bata kung unsa day ang dolphins. Next question. Tell asking questions and telling answers are effective ways to interact with young children as long as these talk strategies are built upon the child's interest and efforts. So, we have joined the child in an activity, draw attention to parts and details, maintain interest with talking contingent on the child's effort, and offer praise and encouragement. So, for example, si Daniel is completing a puzzle in which the teacher is helping him. Ana si Daniel nga, are there missing pieces here? Then ikaw nitubag as teacher, ingon ka nga, dapat magsugod ka o balik. You have to get them all turned over the right way. Then niana na pud si Daniel nga, does this go at the top? Nya ikaw nitubag nga, yes Daniel, look at the top of the clock again, and that's the one that comes right at the very top. Can you see the big hand on it? Right, start off with that. All right. Then niana si Daniel nga, this piece at the top. Then ingon ang teacher, no, that one goes in there and this one goes in here. So Daniel said, then that one goes in there and this one goes in here. So si Daniel kay kanang nana siya idea about solving a puzzle. Solving a puzzle kay mauman ang iyang nakatunan or nakamuan gikan sa iyang teacher. So niingon na ang teacher nga, oh, sakto na, that's right. Now you have got the ideas on how to solve a puzzle. Okay, so next, think aloud. Teacher instill a sense of inquiry in children when they frequently show how they are thinking and wondering about the things around them. When they model curiosity and think aloud, They expose the children to the abstract uses of language, such as imagining and demonstrating an attitude of learning. So, ano ni siya? Involve the child in what you are doing in order the child observe kung unsa ang gibuhat nimo as teacher. Dapat dapat ipa-observe imong tagaag permission ang bata nga mag-observe nimo og unsa imong buhaton as teacher. So, ang imong gibuhat second, imong i-verbalize ang imong mga thoughts para ang bata or ang mga bata maka-learn something and model how to think through a task or a problem to a conclusion. So example is pay attention to how the teacher talks about what she is thinking, as in, I can observe this mango with all my sense. She then continues to think aloud as she describes the attributes of the mango. So, ang teacher, ang bata mo pay attention kung unsa ang gitabi sa teacher, like sa manga. Giunsa pag-observe sa teacher para mahibaw-an ang baho sa manga. So, gigamit sa teacher ang iyang sense of smell. So, pinaagi ana ang bata maka-continue na sa pag-think and continue to describe the attributes or the appearance of the mango. Next, effective instructional techniques. To master less obvious oral language skills that are the foundation of literacy, ang children kay need to be given oral language instruction. They need to be taught to pay attention and how words rhyme. Dapat ang bata makat-on gyud sa pagpaminaw para makaibaw sila kung unsaon pag-rhyme ang mga words. So here are some instructional techniques that are geared to teaching oral language skills. The dialogic reading. Tichik. This is a conversation between a teacher and children about a book. So ang tichik kuno kay panagstorya ay sa teacher o maestra gamit ang libro. Some prompts are needed to have a substantive or conversation that extends acronym crowd. C stand for completion prompts. Now leave a blank at the end of a sentence for children to fill in. For example, Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of blank. These prompt exercises children's sensitivity to the structure of language. So, pinaagi ani nga activity mahibaw-an nato kung ang bata kasag-o ba ani or kahibaw ba sa words nga ilang i-rhyme. So, these prompt exercises children's sensitivity to the structure of language. Next, R stands for recall prompts. These prompts encourage children to remember what happened in the book. For example, moingon ka nga, the monkey and the turtle found a banana afterwards. So mangutana ka sa bata kung unsa ang ilang na hinumduman sa libro nga imong gibasa or ilang gibasa. So, use this prompt to help children retell the sequence of the events in the story. Gamito ni siya nga prompt or gamit ni siya nga prompt para ma-recall or ma-recall ang mga events nga nahitabo sa story gikan sa libro. Next, O stand for open-minded prompts. This prompt focus on the pictures in the book. So, pictures na pod ang gi-focus ani. You might say it is your turn to tell the story. Look at the picture on the page. What is happening? When you encourage children to tell the story, you provide practice in fluency in giving attention to details in the illustration. So, kung mag-encourage daw ka sa children to tell the happenings in the story or to tell the story, dapat master ka or praktisado ka sa fluency and giving attention sa mga details nga naa sa illustrations. Next, W stand for what, where, when, and why prompts. Still focusing on the pictures in the books, you might ask, what's this? Or, why do you think the puppy is sad? So, this is a way of encouraging children to retrieve words from their own vocabulary, to teach new words, or to express their opinions. So, pinaagi ani nga prompts, ma-encourage ang children to retrieve or kanang makabuo sila og ilang words gikan sa ilang kaugalingong vocabulary, to teach them new words or para ma-express ang ilang own opinions. Next, D stands for D stands for distancing prompts. These prompts guide children to make connection between the book and their experience. So kani kuno nga prompts kay maka-guide sa children to make connections gikan sa book o gikan mismo sa ilang mga experiences. So, distancing allows them to practice their conversational and storytelling skills For example, reading TPT, tap. TPT, tap. You may ask, do you have a tap or how do you play with it? The language experience approach is a whole language approach that promotes reading and writing through the use of personal experiences and oral language. So, language experiences approach kano kay mo tabang o promote sa reading and writing pinaagi sa paggamit sa personal experiences and oral language. Next, teaching and reading in mother tongue. The following domains of reading instruction have been reported by National Reading Panel as contributory to reaching success of children in K to 3. First, we have phonemic awareness instruction. It is the ability to notice, think about, and work with the individual sounds in spoke words. Ability ni siya to notice, to think, and work with the individual sounds that children are speaking or ang words nga ilang isulti. So before children learn to read print, they need to become aware of how the sounds in words work. They must understand the words are made up of speech sounds or phonemes. So dapat masabtan sa bata kung diin gikan or diin gikan ang words or ang speech sounds. So for example, recognizing which words in asset words with the same sound, like bat and boy all have B at the beginning. Next example, combining or blending the separate sounds in a word to say the word map. M-A-P. M slash A slash P equals map. Tudluan sa dimo ang bata or ang mga bata kung unsaon pag-separate sa mga or unsaon pagbuo sa mga separate nga letters nga ilang nga mga example. Next is phonics instruction. Makahelp ni sa children to learn and use the alphabetical principle. The understanding that there are systematic and predictable relationship between written letters and spoken words. 1. Synthetic phonics. Children learn how to convert letters or letters combinations into sounds, and then how to blend the sounds together to form words. Ang bata makakat-on kung unsaon pag-convert ang letters or unsaon pag-combine ang letters into sounds, and then unsaon pag-blend ang sound together sa nabuo nila nga mga word. Example, D/O/G equals dog. 2. Analytic phonics. Children learn analyze sound relationships in previously. Example, cat. So, ang bata na mubuwag ani cat, word nga cat, ibuwag like C/A/T. 3. Analogy based phonics. Children learn how to use parts of words. Families they know don't know that have similar parts. Example, sa vowel letters nga we have a, i, o, o. So, ikaw as teacher or ang teacher will help sa bata sa gamay nga word like i-guide niya ang students niya, iparead nila next like dog. I-guide sa nimo or like example sa vowel letter we have a, i, o, o. So teacher will help sa bata sa gamay, pinaagi sa gamay na word like i-guide sa teacher ang students or ang teacher muuna og basa ana nga word, and then basa og balik sa mga students. 4. Phonics through spelling. Ari na part ang children kay maka-learn to segment words into phonemes to make words by writing letters phonemes next. So, ang bata makakat-on na diri og unsay spelling. 5. Embedded in. Ang mga bata makibaw na sa letter sound during the reading of connected text. Alphabet knowledge. This is the ability to name and write alphabet letters. So, for example, give a clue to its sound which valuable information for emerging letters and writers. Like A. A is for apple. Next, best practices in oral language and literacy learning describes the routine and approach to encourage language learning include having conversations that stay on a single topic, providing children opportunities to talk and learn well. Example is storytelling. Storytelling is one of the examples to children creatively communicate to their thoughts, ideas, and informations. Best practices in oral language and literacy learning example in literacy learning. Example, The Lion and the Mouse is an amazing story. It focuses on modeling storytelling skills that in later lessons the children will be guided to use their own retellings of this fable story. Next, An authentic shared book reading lesson provides instructions that helps children to use their minds well in meaningful context. It is authentic instructions because it also helps children in constructing their knowledge in using essential language and literacy. Storytelling is one of the best practices in developing the oral language skills of active listening and oral expressions. Like teacher is the storyteller and the children need to be an active listeners of what they hear into the story. Next, we have teaching writing in the mother tongue, handwriting and spelling. First, handwriting, as teacher shows the students how to write the new letter in the air on their hand. So make sure ang nag-guide o ang so make sure nag-guide mo sa inyong mga students or sa inyong mga estudyante nya make sure dagko ang letters nga imong ipasunod nila para makibaw sila dayon nya ipa-practice on air. Example is letter B. About 3 or 4 times nimong balik-balikon para ma-practice jud sila. So spelling dictate the keywords from today's lesson. Have students write the word in their paper. Have students write the word in their paper. Example, spell cat. So children will write C-A-T. And that would be all. Thank you.